Just use that as your microphone. Pretend it's a little fluffy microphone.
All right, guys, welcome to the Novel Network, where we talk about the collaboration and connection between making a book from idea to finish. And I'm here with Derek, my co-host, and ML. Welcome. We're excited to have you. Yay.
And ML is not just an author, she's also an editor.
Yes.
I did not know that. I'm all excited.
So we get to pick the kind of like two brains in one here.
Yes. Feel free to pick my brains.
Which one did you start
always.
first, writing or editing?
Writing, because I was 4 years old and didn't know how to read yet. And my mom would just type for me.
That's fair.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Good old mom.
Very nice.
So,
Was there any kind of like childhood books that inspired you?
I don't remember. I just, like, one of my earliest memories is my mom sitting at her computer, because my mom was an author.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I want to write a book, you know? And I came out with this story that was about a polar bear that was afraid of snow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Paula the polar bear.
I like that.
Sorry, the cat.
The alliteration. No, hey, so introduce us.
This is Sassafras.
Love that name.
She is known by her peers as Sassy.
Sassy.
My husband surprised me with her after I got out of work at Home Depot when I was 18.
Oh.
Yeah, and so she's been around ever since.
Nice. I wonder if her and Libby would get along. My Libby, not Libby Weber, but my Libby. Yeah.
No, she's horrible. Like
Really?
she doesn't really like other cats, and I have another cat. His name is Ghibli after Studio Ghibli, just like the entire franchise. Couldn't pick a character, so just went for the entire franchise. And that's getting better, but the most they'll do is eat together, and then she hisses at him and runs away. So.
My cat never liked other cats. He liked dogs, though. He would sleep with the dogs, but he would not entertain another cat.
This cat is obsessed with my mom's dog, Murphy. And
really?
They would cuddle, but eventually we grew up and bought our own house. So no more.
That's fair.
The only thing my Libby hates and is afraid of is babies. Our friends came over, I think it was last year, and they had their little guy with them. And as soon as Theo walked in the door, Libby was just like,
sorry, like I said,
what is
it's
this?
a long time now. My kids are in bed. Do not judge.
But yeah, Libby's just like, what is this? This is a human, but it's not the right size.
You know what's funny is that when we came to Japan the first time, my cat didn't make it. The military messed up our flight, so our cat stayed with my sister. We had a baby when we were here, and when we came back, the cat hated my son.
Really?
Like, would hiss at him, hated my son, and I was afraid we were gonna have to leave the cat with my sister because they could not be in the same room, and I'm like, I can't take.
She did the same thing. She did with my youngest. She was all over me when I was pregnant with Amelia, and when Amelia was born, she would still cuddle with her, right? And then she would just like randomly hiss at Amelia when she moved. So we had to. Maybe she knew Amelia would grow up to be sassy and rude, which she was right.
So let's talk about you and your books and your editing. So what projects are you working on right now?
Okay, so I put out and finished the first Five Realm trilogy. And that has been done since 2021. And I'm working on the second trilogy now, which involves a lot more. But I'm also working on a couple different Five Realm projects at the same time, because 15 years of world building, 5 different realms, there's a lot you can do.
That is a lot. Is it fantasy?
Yes. Yes.
Just fantasy, or is it like any subgenres in there?
Okay, so I would say it's like an epic fantasy crosses with a dark fantasy, but I don't mean dark fantasy in the way that most people would see it as today. I just mean like
kind of like gothic?
Not necessarily, just violent. Violent. Yeah, it's very violent.
Okay.
And sometimes, not all the time.
It's up Libby's alley.
There's a lot of comedic humor in there, just some relief. JJ, my friend who I've been friends with for 20 years and is also a fellow author, she likes to judge me for my fluff scenes.
Judge you?
And she's like, you can't do that. And I'm like, no, I can, actually. In between these dark events, comedic relief is necessary.
Of course.
There's giggles and there's cries and there's tears. It's everything.
It's got to have
you always need that kind of,
yeah. Some balance.
That's the hard thing too. My stuff is really dark, like very dark, but there has to be a balance of like, there's always one character who's like so dumb, and I'm just like, he's like, tough. He's not dumb. He's very, very, very smart. So Ivan is like, he's a computer genius, but he's socially not always appropriate, and he makes the stupidest comments at just the right time to break all of the tension that everyone's about ready to kill each other.
Right.
So
yes, I do have timing. A character very similar to that. I'd say I don't want to spoil anything at the same time because some people haven't read
Nobody
it.
Wants spoilers.
Yeah, no, and I have a bad habit. And my husband, before I came on here, he was like, "You need to not, because I will spoil everything."
Okay, if you spoil something, let me know. I'll mark it, and we'll just like mute it out.
Okay.
Like,
good idea.
Yeah.
We'll just have that black bar go across your mouth and all you hear is beep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do that. So how long have you been working? You said 15 years of world building.
Yeah, so I was 15 when I started writing this series, and I'm getting ready to turn 30. So, yeah. And it feels sad when you think about the fact that I've only published 3 books.
Mm-mm.
No, that's okay, though.
It took me 10 years to write my first book.
Okay.
Like, it got rewritten like 6 times from scratch. But
I like to joke about the original book that I wrote when I was like sitting on my couch with like no internet and all I had was a laptop and Word.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I spent my time, and that's how the series was born.
Used to save everything to like a floppy disk or what?
And the only character to survive that original book's name is Craven Amsterdam. And if you've read the Five Realm series, you also know that he was the only character to survive a certain battle in the beginning of the series. So not only is he the lone survivor of my original edits, but also that. And I like to joke about that sometimes. Because he's the only one that I just couldn't change even a little bit.
Yeah. I just posted on my Patreon, I have like the original manuscript of, it was a young adult. It was really bad. And like where it started and like the finished version, obviously. And I couldn't, I went back this last chapter and I'm like, this is so terrible. Why am I doing this? Like nobody's still this, everyone's different. Like nobody survived, but it's nice to go back and look and see how far we've come.
Like, yeah, no, and I still have that original laptop somewhere. I think my sister actually has it right now. And I told her, I was like, don't delete anything, but also never look at
it. No, you should hang it up. You should print it and have it as like a trophy.
Of course.
I don't know if I could even
get it framed.
No. Yeah. See, I actually I wrote this series when I was 12. Right. Not this series, not the Five Realms, but I actually wrote another series when I was 12, and it was completely different. And it was actually about the Irish rebellion against the British during the Irish famine.
Oh.
I went completely historical.
With like a twist or?
No, like with actual historical facts.
That's awesome.
My mom was also a history teacher. So she kind of like drilled, and we're Irish. So.
Gotcha.
But, so I wrote this book, and I might rewrite it one day. I don't know. But I don't know how I could do that because I wound up taking a lot of the character names from that book and putting them in the Five Realms. So I'd have to.
Why not?
We'll see what happens. Yeah. But it was a really good book for a 12-year-old. I mean, it was like 800 pages.
Wow.
See, when I start writing, I don't stop. I don't stop at all.
That's good though.
When I get my flow going, I push out that book so fast, and that's why I require a lot of editing.
So when you were younger, like
myself,
how many words could you pump out a day when you were younger?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. I never paid attention to the words. Well, no, I did as an author. Like obviously, I'm writing the words, but the word count, I don't know. I could go by chapters and say at least 12 to 15. Oh. Yeah, like I would finish a book in like less than 3 weeks. I think I wrote the original 4th Five Realm novel.
That's insane.
Less than
Do you still?
I could use some of that right now.
I can. See, my issue is, I obviously purchased this house that I'm in right now, And I'm really weird about my writing spaces, and I just haven't been able to find like the right one. And I don't know. I've had a really hard time writing since I moved here. So I'm just starting. This is my office. I have created it to my liking, but it's not quite there yet. And I just need people to leave me alone. I have kids, so.
I'm going to be cheeky right now and say just make sure you're not writing in the kitchen right now.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We were messaging earlier today, and she sends me this picture of this cabinet on the floor of their kitchen, like an upper.
Like my entire cabinet. Yeah.
I'm going, what happened? She's like, it fell right off, and microwave is dented, I think you said.
Yep.
Like,
everything is broken. And what's worse is I'm in healthcare too. So I'm finishing school to be an EMT. I'm like pushing right past to become my AEMT and just like eventually will be a paramedic. But in the meantime, I work at a resident care facility for the elderly. I won't say it's a nursing home because it's like a little bit different. Mm-hmm. And I'm per diem right now. I used to be full-time, but I'm per diem. So they can call me when they need me. But I feel like every time they call me, something disastrous has happened.
Oh.
And I could go into other examples, but I won't because they're actually personal, private matters. But today, she texted me, and I was like, I sent her that same picture, and I was like, so my kitchen's falling apart. And this isn't even just. And the other day, I'm trying to sleep, and my bedroom's right off the deck, and the deck fell apart.
What?
Yeah.
Well, it was funny because she sent me that picture, and then she goes, "Yeah, don't ever buy a house.
Don't do it.
I don't want to buy a house.
Don't
ever.
do it. Don't do it in New York State either.
No, thank you. Like seriously, I was just talking. We're trying to stay in Japan, but we were talking about getting property back in the States.
Adopt me.
And I'm like, I just don't want to buy a house. Like I don't want to.
Well, if you're going to go back to the States, though, I mean, honestly, it's probably better to buy because, if anything, you're just spending buku bucks every month for somebody else's house, and you're never going to own it.
That's okay, but we don't want to live in the States.
Don't do that. Don't
ever. We really like Okinawa. It's like perfect.
You live in Okinawa.
Mm-hmm.
I love
my
that.
husband's a Marine.
That's how this works. So this is her Sunday morning. This is our Saturday night.
Yeah.
We try to do the Friday night.
Rainy.
I've always wanted to go to Japan, but everybody that I've known that has gone to Japan has told me that I shouldn't go because I have so many tattoos, and they would think that I was Yakuza.
Oh.
And I was like,
Okinawa is different because there's so many military and Americans here that like tattoos are the norm.
Okay. So, well, now I know where to go if I ever want to go.
Still can't go into like the onsens, like the public baths, and like there's certain beaches you can't go to. But for the most part,
I didn't know that,
locals have tattoos.
I'm an avid Naruto fan. Okay. And one reason that I want to go to Japan in general is because they have like a Naruto theme park and an actual Ichiraku ramen.
Oh.
And that's why I want to go. I own like every manga.
You can go. Just wear long sleeves.
Yeah, so I'd have to like plan your winter.
Yeah.
Well, I'm obviously American.
Yeah, so
well, or something
that you're gonna have tattoos actually.
Yeah, okay. Because every tattoo on my arm is actually based off of the Five Realm series.
Oh wow,
that's cool.
Yeah. Well, when it's a part of your life for as long as it is, it's older than my children. True. And my oldest is 13. So.
Mm-hmm. My oldest is 13.
Do you hate it? Because I hate it.
I actually, it's difficult. We have a difficult time. Sometimes we butt heads, but we've really gotten to a good place where we can communicate.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Girl.
Oh, so you know the struggle.
Yeah, she likes to hang out. I get all the gossip. She likes to cuddle.
Yours likes to cuddle. Mine's bigger than me, so.
Mine too.
Yeah, like she's like 5'6", and she's like almost 6 foot. So there's
same. She's so tall. She's so much.
I don't get it.
She's strong.
Like how'd that happen?
You could pick me up and hold me like a baby kiddo.
She does that sometimes. She likes to remind me that I'm a weakling.
Oh, reminds you, like arm wrestles or what?
No, she's on like the football team and the basketball team and
love it.
like field hockey, and she's
That's
doing
awesome.
all these things, and that is not who I was when I was in school. So I'm like, you were the girl I would avoid when I was in school. I don't know how to parent you, actually.
Parenting's hard.
Yeah, no, I make my older sister do it sometimes because she was one of those.
All right, so the Five Realm series, you're working on the second trilogy in that realm, correct?
Yeah. Well, okay, so the first trilogy was based in the main realm, which is Idona.
Okay.
The second trilogy spreads into the other 4.
Okay.
So that's going to be fun for those that have read it.
So like you said, with all the world building.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to think of the realms as kind of like our continents on Earth. And they're all different, and they all offer their own sort of terrain, cultures, everything in between. So the Idonians were locked out of the other realms for the first 3. And now they're out.
Do any of the other realms have snow with polar bears that don't like snow?
Yes.
Or
You're
working that in.
Rhea is the 5th realm, and it is very snowy. But I don't. I'm sure there are polar bears, but they're not afraid of snow. But there are yetis.
Ooh, I like that.
When I was younger, if I'm gonna make a fantasy series, I'm gonna put everything all into one.
Love it.
So my friends like to say it's fantasy, but like the kitchen sink. It's like everything but the kitchen sink.
Well, yeah.
Like you never know what you're gonna encounter at all.
That's what I've always done with my series. Is like, why not?
Exactly. There's nothing that I won't do. Yeah. Ever.
Facts.
I love that.
I have like 32 book plots, actually.
I do that with my characters. Nobody's safe in my book.
Mm-mm.
You never know who's going to be offed.
Yeah,
main characters, not main character, it doesn't matter.
I have definitely tortured some characters, and
I gotta check these books out.
I had one time I was working at KeyBank, which is a bank here in America. I don't know if it branches out into Canada or not. It's so weird because Derek and I actually live so close.
Yeah, we're not that far.
No, literally every time I go to the lake, which is like down the road from me, I'm like, "Hi, Derek." Like,
yeah, she's right by wine country, like Niagara.
Yeah, no, I am in Niagara County.
Yeah.
And when my dad was still with us, I was constantly in Niagara Falls. So, hi, Derek. We're actually planning a trip to come see him in July.
Yep. Go see the new Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yes, I'm very excited. Josh is also excited for Scarlett Johansson.
Cool. Sweet.
His other wife.
His other wife.
Have
you seen that thing of I watched Jurassic World, the new Jurassic World for the plot, and it's just all pictures of Scarlett Johansson?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, finally something for the guys. No.
The dinosaurs are for the guys.
I know.
But yeah, no, when I was working for this bank, my team leader, when I was like still a little fledgling, if you will, caught wind that I had published a book and decided she was going to read it. And she never told me that she was doing that. And so one day I'm at work minding my own business, and she comes up to me all mad because I killed a certain character, and she was not happy. And so...
That's always...
So was it awkward after that, or did you just kind of nerd out over your book?
No, every team meeting we had, you killed this person. How dare you? But neither of us work at that bank anymore. Like, I've been pretty independent for the last few years, so
you never kept in touch?
No, well, I mean, we're friends on Facebook, you know, and everybody's just living their life. See, Western New York is a big place.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you can live where I live, which is actually, I can see Orleans County from where I'm, well, not where I'm standing right this moment, but the rest of Niagara County goes like all the way over there, and she lives over there. Okay. And so
you never see each other.
New York's a big state. I don't think a lot of people realize that. They don't. Like,
I'm from Connecticut, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
I only say that because all of those people that called me when I was working in a bank from Connecticut were mean.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, does that track?
No, they're usually
Does
pretty
that
nice. It depends on where you are. But Connecticut's
I think
so
Libby's one of the
tiny.
sweetest people I've ever known. So.
Oh no, I agree. And like she's she did your audio, right? Is that how you two know
Who?
each other, or am I thinking of
Libby?
somebody else?
No. So that's Isabella Tugman.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Sorry, Libby.
yeah.
I confused you. I thought you could do
But
dinosaur
Libby,
noises. I was
we met
wrong.
over TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were in a live together with Christy, and
Mm-hmm.
I showed my Libby cat on video, and Libby was like, "Your cat's name's Libby."
See, I was thinking you guys were such good friends that you named your cat Libby after Libby.
No,
No, that's how we met.
So Libby was named after the cat Libby. Okay. No.
So
No.
the story of how we came to the name of Libby for our cat was we actually had a hard time trying to find a name to begin with, and then we were looking up some names, and in Hebrew, Libi means my love. So we just went with the spelling of Libby and just went with that. And I do love her.
Oh, that's so sweet.
My grandfather could speak fluent Hebrew.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That was part of his background?
I don't. He had an interesting background. He learned it as a late adult, and he taught himself completely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they had like paintings in their house with Hebrew scripture.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So like the language is very special to me, but I'm not there yet. I'm currently in the process of learning Italian.
Oh, buongiorno, come stai?
Yeah,
I missed all of
that.
That's when you would say molto bene.
Yeah, no, I can order in a coffee
or if you're
shop
not
right
good,
now.
I actually don't know what that is.
Literally, I can only order in a coffee shop.
Ah, yes.
That's about it.
Espresso per favore.
Un zucchero con te.
I can't do another language. I've tried
A tea with sugar, Derek.
Of course.
Tea with sugar.
Of course.
Yes,
and never order cappuccino
tea.
after breakfast.
I couldn't anyways, so it would give me anxiety.
If you do that in Italy, they call you a manja cake, which is like tourist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jeez.
It's not derogatory, but
I'm American. We all have anxiety.
I just have anxiety walking into a Starbucks.
Yeah. I don't, because I just think I like what is it? I like matcha. Green tea, frappuccino.
Yeah. I'm one of those people that walks in, I'm like, can I get an Ariana Grande of this? Usually London Fog.
Yeah. I like to give them false names.
Oh, yeah.
Voldemort.
This is for Thor. Is Thor here?
He should not be
I love
named.
that. They probably have so much fun with that.
Oh, yeah. I don't actually live near a Starbucks, though. For us, it's a treat, because there is not a Starbucks anywhere near us. It's all over yonder where the fancy stuff is. And we live in a literal village, okay? It's called the village of so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. You talked about how your mom's an author as well. So I'm assuming she has how many published works?
My mom decided to write at a time where getting it published was extremely difficult to do, but self-publishing was not yet an option. So she did get published, and it just didn't go well. And that's just because during her time, they did not have the same opportunities that we do.
Right.
Yeah.
And even when I started publishing the Five Realms, self-publishing was taboo.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's only, I honestly, within the last 5 or 6 years, it seems to have become really popular. Enough to drown out those that say it's taboo.
Mm-hmm.
Because it used to be like, oh, you're self-publishing, you didn't even try.
Yeah.
You know? Well,
There's
not everybody...
still the odd person that feels like that, though. I think it's far and few between now, though.
Yeah, exactly. And at the same time, I could have sent out query letters and all of that stuff and faced the rejection that comes. But even if there was some awesome publisher that had picked up my book and was like, oh my God, this is awesome, I would have lost complete creative control. I would have not been able to decide how my book ended. I wouldn't have been able to decide the climax. I wouldn't have even been able to decide the cover. And to me, this is my baby. I'm not putting it in somebody else's hands. I don't care if being self-published makes me look like I didn't try. I could try. I don't know how well it would work out because the competition these days for books in my category is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know who Sarah J. Maas was until 2020, after 2 books of mine had been published.
Oh.
And people are constantly comparing mine to hers. And I'm like, who, what, where, how? So I actually wouldn't let myself read for a really long time, because the way that my mom taught me was, if you're reading something and you're writing at the same time, you will subconsciously influence yourself.
Makes sense.
You know.
I can see that.
So I just didn't read anything. This is all my own. This all came out of my wild imagination.
See, for me, that makes sense, though, because I would try to watch as many, when I was writing my superhero series, I would try to watch as many superhero movies as I could to make sure I wasn't copying anything.
Yeah, I guess it could go either way. And at this point, that's how I feel, too. Like, if I'm going to push anything else out there, I should probably read Fourth Wing and make sure that people aren't going to call me out for something that I didn't even intentionally do.
Right.
So it's always a risk.
To have comps, though, because people want things that are similar. So
yeah. Exactly. But there's also all those people out there that'll be like, oh, you copied this person.
There's always going to be people who have an opposite opinion of everything. So there's no winning on that front.
Ain't that the truth?
And also, as an author, you can never write anything that has not already been written before. It's how you do it that makes it different. And that's what I tell the authors that I edit for. So do not get self-conscious. You know, write within your heart. Put it all out there on a page. Let the rest of us sort out, you know, what needs to be sorted out. There's nothing that has not already been done before. It's literally how you spin it.
Are you a copy editor, or are you a developmental editor, or do you do them both, or all?
I do both. It depends on where I'm at, you know, because sometimes I'm down for developmental. Other times I would rather just copy edit, because I don't want to think that much. I just want to look at your grammar. But I work with Paranormal Depths Editing, which is a company that is co-run by my best friend, JJ.
I was going to say that's JJ, yeah.
Yeah. And I am more recruited for fight scenes. I do really well with fight scenes. And so I
choreography and everything?
Yeah, I help people kind of just like build and create their fight scenes, really, to make them more like, you know, I want those readers to just like not be reading it and just judging every word that they say. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I want you guys to get lost in it. And even though it's not my book, I really don't care. Like, if you're going to do this fight scene, you're going to make sure it's damn good. You know, because there's a lot that goes into those, especially if you're writing fantasy.
Yeah. The pacing, especially.
And the purpose. It has to have a purpose. There can't just be a fight scene just to have a fight scene. Something has to be developed in motivation, something revealed during the fight scene that makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can't just be like, I don't like your face.
Yeah. And you can't just like throw a punch when you accidentally left the other character 5 feet away. Like, there's the little things that you don't think of that'll just, if you're reading something and something like that happens, it jars them out. You know, they're like, wait a second, what? This guy's standing over here by the microwave that's about to get crushed. It has nothing to do with the cabinets falling yet.
As we go back to nice tie-in. I like
You're
that.
welcome.
Yeah. Maybe not so much in fantasy, but when I write action thrillers with assassins, and I have to keep track of my injuries of my characters, because I can't have like, she broke her hand and then 2 chapters later she's using it. So I have to, like, you have to keep track of the body count of like the
body count.
Yeah.
Got to keep track of that too.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like the usual TV show where it's like the character just had something happen, but the next scene it's like, oh, their cut's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh constantly points that out. I can't even watch
Does he?
With him.
I notice it all the time.
Yeah. But that's another thing that I feel like I'm not competing very well as an author is, like, I do have some romance. Okay, but I'm not going to write the details. Stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get to the nitty gritty, you know?
Yeah, like I don't. There's love. There's stuff
you know what's happening. Okay, but I like to look at that from like a mental standpoint. Like you're just in a character's head and you know what's happening to them emotionally. So I feel like I've done pretty well with that. So if you're reading that and you know how this character feels about that moment, but you're also, I don't really want to write the, smoldering sword, love tunnel.
Yeah. I don't have time in my books to do all that.
Oh.
Like, my pacing is so quick. Like we're going from battle to like emotional high, emotional low. Like I don't have time to pull my readers out to have like a long drawn out sex scene. Like, they're about to have sex and we're going to close it. And then we're going to wake up and we're going to.
So like more of like a fade to black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
which you can do a fade to black and you can do it completely. Tastefully. You can give it some substance. You don't, it doesn't have to be all out, grab the headboard. Like,
no.
And I could see with certain mainstream authors how that demand has changed the way that they write. And I won't name anybody specific, but I've read the beginning of series towards the end of such series and noticed the difference. And it's like, this would have never happened in your earlier days. Like you're changing yourself to fit this bill.
What people want. Yeah.
I'm not changing this series to give people what they want. This is my series. Read it.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
I did that in the first book. There's like an open, it fades to black, but it's open to start with. And I didn't have it in there originally. And all my beta readers were like, this was such a slow burn. Like you have to show us something on the page. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. So I did it. But then like I can't repeat that because the pacing of the books. And like when I go and finish the series, I'm going to re-edit the first book and I'm going to take it out because it doesn't need to be there. I take myself every time I think about it because they were like, put it in. I'm like, I don't think it needs to be in there. And I was like, no, if they want it, then maybe it needs to be there. But
it's not and that was one of those things. It's about the series, but at the same time,
as an author,
it can be warranted, especially for character development. Like if you're trying to develop two characters.
And it was my first book, and I was like, okay, I need to understand the feedback of what the readers want. It doesn't like detract, really. It's just, I wish I didn't put it in.
And then there's me, where I find a way to fit in a character actually going to the bathroom in prehistoric times. So I'm like, when do characters use the bathroom in a story? Let's do this.
Yeah. I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Like they haven't gone to the bathroom. Like, what if they have to poop? Like,
yeah. I mean, he was just chugging water.
I don't think I have anybody going to the bathroom. I don't think that's something that I thought of, but also I don't think that what's happening distracts from that. Like, no, it does distract from it is what I'm saying. Is like, you're not thinking about, oh, he's getting tortured right now. When did he last pee?
Right.
Yeah. So can't really.
It's just going to be coming out either way. Being tortured.
Yeah. So
sometimes I do think about that. I'm like, man, we don't ever talk about that.
Like, now I'm going to be thinking about it when I write. Like, have they peed?
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. But it's like, I know Morgan's read Dino Rift, and there is the scene where Cam and Viv are having like a sweet scene kind of thing, like, just kind of learning more about how they like each other. And then all of a sudden they realize, where's Emily Ann? And all you hear is this voice come from behind a tree. She's like, don't come looking for me. They're like, why? What's wrong? She's like, we're in a prehistoric time where there are no bathrooms, and I don't think prehistoric dragonfly has sat well with my stomach.
Oh.
Because they had it in the previous for dinner.
Yeah. My friend actually got my son the Dino Rift books for Christmas, and she didn't tell me at all. And so with her Christmas presents, I put them under my Christmas tree, and they just open them Christmas morning because she works a really complicated schedule, so she can't be there. She wanted to make sure she gets them something, especially seeing as they're her godchildren. But so he opens up these books, and I'm looking at him like, wait a second. I know those. I know him. And he just thinks that any author's famous. So, you know this guy? I'm like, yeah, I talk to him like every day.
I remember when she messaged me, she's like, I need a link to your books, by the way. I got to get them for my god kids. I'm like, okay, here you go.
The correlation did not connect, did it? You're like,
well,
her god kids are probably not hers.
I kind of knew who she was talking about.
Oh, okay.
I was sworn to secrecy, so.
That's funny.
I can keep secrets when I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Usually.
So, do you edit your own books or do you pay for someone to edit them?
So, I have a rule, and I say this to everyone. You should not edit your own books because you're too close to your work and you will miss things. It's just a thing. It doesn't have anything to do with your ability to be an editor. You were close to that work. You will miss things. It is bound to happen. So I do not edit my own books. I had a team of editors, and there's one left that I trust for developmental purposes. Just in case I accidentally left a plot hole I can't fill, she is there to let me know. But other than that, at this point, I'm just letting JJ copy edit because she does a good job. And
do you also have anyone do like alpha reading or beta reading?
I haven't been able to get people to have interest.
No? Okay.
Honestly, at this point. And that's my fault because I went through an editing, what's the term that I'm like, catastrophe. I had 3 different editors edit A Kingdom Falls, and they all dropped the ball.
Uh-oh.
They all got too into the story, and they all just missed everything because they were too busy reading. And I guess I could say that. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just saying that's what I've been told is what happened. And I've had to pull A Kingdom Falls so that it can be redone and republished. But it is going to be back out soon, and it has a special edition cover, which is absolutely stunning. And I'm in love with it. It's more of like if you've seen my covers, it's a
beautiful cover.
It's like reverse, I guess you could say. What's that term where you turn everything from the opposite color than it actually is?
Inverted?
Yeah, kind of like an inverted version. So I'm doing that for every book going forward. But yeah, no, I've had the same team for a while. Obviously, A Kingdom Falls was published in 2019 before the world went to shit. And
that's fair.
So for The Messenger and A Clash of Crowns, I've had much better results from the team that I currently have. And I will never let go of my formatter. I will never let go of my cover creator. I will never let go of my current editors. But what I really do need to do is just like push my books out there a little bit more so that I can get like an art team and like, because I know what people like, right? I'm seeing it all over the place. And I know that my book is what they would like. And my mom keeps saying, it takes one person, one special person to pick up that book and read it. And there you go.
That's so true.
I just need the one person.
Well, I mean, dark fantasy is all over TikTok, so.
Yeah, but also as epic
if you
fantasy,
like TikTok.
Not really.
Yeah.
Everybody loves The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, so when they hear epic fantasy, they think it's going to be that. Like, no, not exactly. Trust me, I am a huge Hobbit fan. We watch it every Christmas Eve.
Nice.
A couple years ago, Buffalo got this huge Christmas blizzard. I don't know if you guys got hit where you were.
Probably.
But people died. Like, it was a big deal. Like, we got so much snow. And we were trapped in on Christmas Eve. Like, there was no going anywhere. And I'm trying to occupy everybody's minds. So I put on The Hobbit. And I swear all 3 of my children, ages 13 to 6, sat down and they watched that movie. And so now we do it every year.
Nice.
It's a good tradition.
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd probably be binging like Jurassic Park or some Marvel stuff.
We do that regularly. So, sassy. Moving my computer.
Sassafras.
So funny. Yeah. I'm trying to build a good team, like a good editing team.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah. I'm on my...
I can help.
This is the 4th book, so... I'm on the 4th book, and I've changed editors slightly each time because each book needs something different. So I haven't been able to,
What you need is a solid proofreader.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have all of your editors, but you need a proofreader because stuff slips through the cracks.
Yep.
Well, like I just found out today, going through Primeval Ranch again before everything comes out in April, is I didn't know Wild West was supposed to be capitalized. I did not know
that's
Neanderthal
overlooked.
is supposed to be capitalized.
I don't think that readers are paying attention to that. I think they're more paying attention to just like blatantly misspelled words.
Mm-hmm. Or missing words. Or words that shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Stuff that, like, interrupts their flow of reading.
But I think once you're the author and you see and you know that something is wrong,
it drives you crazy, and then you pull your book off the shelf, and then you decided that you're just, while you're doing that, you're just going to make it a special edition, and all this crazy stuff happens. Because I'm at a point right now where I'm just like, I'm going to start talking about it again, but I'm just kind of like, while I'm fixing everything. Because the Messenger and A Clash of Crowns, perfectly fine. Stunning. Best work I've ever done. Amazing. The Kingdom Falls, just for some reason, I don't know if it's because I grew more as an author while I was writing it or whatever, but it just felt a little bit short. And it bothered me.
Like disjointed?
Yeah, it felt like a different author had written it. So, and I feel like that's a normal thing for authors to experience. We grow, and the way that we wind up writing is not the way that we started writing. And so if you're looking back at something that you published a while ago and you're like, that doesn't match my writing style at all. And so
I feel that way about my first Ultimate Agent book.
We fix.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
That's the plan.
It's hard.
That's okay.
I missed all of that.
We have lives. Okay. We're authors that have busy lives and family, and stuff comes up.
Yeah. Well, they're usually... Well, we're on a Sunday instead of a Saturday. So that's the first problem. And my husband's not here, and he usually takes them out. And so they're just fighting in the background.
Dogs?
Just make sure your tea is strong.
My kids.
Oh. So you just let them outside?
Well, I would, but it's raining, so I can't kick them outside.
Oh.
It's crazy that you're in Okinawa, considering I've been rewatching Cobra Kai.
Yes.
I was a huge Karate Kid fan when I was a kid, so obviously this show.
Actually, I haven't watched Cobra Kai yet.
Oh, you should, though. It's so good.
I know,
if you love William Zabka like I do.
I've not.
My wife and I have been watching Ugly Betty, and we're almost near the end of it, but Ralph Macchio appears in a part of, like, a season of Ugly Betty, and I'm just like, you know what? I probably should watch Cobra Kai at some point now.
It's good. It's good. My mom used to have a poster of Ralph Macchio in her room when she was younger.
Nice.
And she definitely reminds me of that every time we talk Karate Kid. Caught a fly once.
Is that where your love of fight scenes came from? Was Karate Kid?
No. Okay, where did it come from? Okay, so my mom, as a history teacher, forced me to watch every single history motion picture that came out ever. So, The Gladiator, King Arthur, Attila the Hun, Beowulf.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, because my parents were both Marines.
Oh, okay.
And my mom was also in the Air Force. That's a whole long story. But Red Dawn. I'm trying to think. I'm missing some, but yeah, no, there's fighting on the TV my entire life. So yeah, I guess that's probably where my
that makes sense.
Love of fight scenes came from.
I like
Bruce
that.
Lee.
Oh yeah. All the fight scenes. Power Rangers started it for me.
I never really watched Power Rangers.
Me neither. The few times we watched it, my sister was just really mean when we were little, and she said that my favorite color couldn't be pink, and that I had to be the yellow Power Ranger, and I don't know, it's kind of like a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, Power Rangers started it in Ninja Turtles. That was where my
Ninja Turtles
came from.
I like to appreciate my inner Donatello every day.
Have you seen the newer TMNT?
I don't know. Have I?
That it was the one that Seth Rogen produced.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
The newest one came out maybe a year or so ago.
Oh, definitely not.
I remember the one that they did with Megan Fox.
Yeah, not that one. Not that one.
I like
this
that
is not
one.
live action.
Oh, okay. I haven't been watching a lot of. I have not been watching a lot of cartoons lately.
I
That's
haven't
okay.
been watching a lot of TV.
I did watch the new animated Spider-Man on Disney Plus. Actually, really interesting how they do it. It's kind of like you know how they have the What If show on Disney Plus? It's kind of like a What If alternate universe of Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. I
So,
think my kids watch that.
yeah.
My dog is howling downstairs.
Oh, something's happening.
But Josh is probably getting home. Him and my oldest went for a walk.
Oh,
nice.
But yeah, no, I haven't been watching anything animated that's not anime.
that's fair. Anime's good. I like anime.
Well, yeah, you live in the heart of it, don't you?
It's everywhere.
Lucky.
Yeah. And we're only like an hour and a half, 2 hour flight from Tokyo. So
that has to be like, I have so many questions. the adjustment from growing up in Connecticut to living in Japan.
This is our second time here. Our first time here was 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And it wasn't bad. So we were in Connecticut. We moved to North Carolina because my husband's a Marine and that's where he was stationed. And we were there for 4 years. And when they moved us here the first time, we lived on base. We were like nervous to go off base. The biggest culture shock is how nice and polite and courteous the culture is. Everything's clean. Everybody cleans up after each other. Kids, the ages of 5, can just go and do they walk to school by themselves. They shop by themselves.
Yeah, no, I've seen
completely different.
It's on Netflix. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. But it's about Japanese children, like at 3 years old,
I think I've seen the trailer for that.
To do errands.
Yeah, they stay home. They walk to school. So my kids go to school on base. My neighbor, they're American, but it's weird. Some Americans have access to base schools, some don't. But he was a kindergartner, and he started in the Japanese school system. So he's learning Japanese. I'm kind of jealous. I wish my kids could have done that. But in kindergarten, they walk to school by themselves. He walks 15 minutes, busy roads and everything.
I would never trust my child to do that.
But they do, and it's the culture, and it's fantastic. When we lived here the first time, my daughter was 4. We would, because we've seen it, we would hover in the shadows. But we'd just give her cash, and she'd go into the farmer's market. She would shop. They would help her shop. They would give her back her change. They would tell her, have a good day, and send her on her way. It's normal. That's not normal. So
I love that, but I could not do that here. And it's not because I don't trust my community, but it's because the school, for example, is 4 miles down the road.
Yeah. The biggest adjustment was going back to the States, and my kids lost their independence. And I'm like, you cannot play outside by yourself. I'm going to have the cops called on me. Yes, I know you're 7 and you've been walking to the farmer's market by yourself for 3 years, but you can't play in my backyard unless I'm outside because the cops will get called on me, which happens all the time. So
I've never had that.
It's weird.
I also live in rural, we know everybody sort of situation.
Yeah, we would get on the neighborhood pages, people be like, nobody's outside watching their 8-year-olds. They're 8. They don't need to be watched. They can play at the park by themselves. They're fine. So that was a big adjustment. So we asked to come back out here. And it's been so nice. We live out in town now. We have Japanese neighbors and
adopt me.
Adopt you. It used to take me 20 minutes to walk to high school.
Yeah.
I didn't have to walk. And that's just because my house wound up always being so far from the school that it was not an option.
That's the other thing. America is very spread out. Communities are this. Everything's tight here. And not crowded in a sense, but there's no, you don't have a yard. We don't have a yard. We just have a section around our house for stuff.
I don't really have a yard either, to be honest with you.
Gaping landscapes and
so no room for a garden.
A tiny little garden in the front. But everything's built up instead of out. But
I think that would
everything's
bother
also
me
made
a
of
little
concrete. Bit. So everything lasts longer. Like, they don't worry about, like, does it look pretty? They're like, will it survive an earthquake and a typhoon? That's their priority.
Yeah, right.
So Americans come here and they're like, we feel like we're living in a prison. Everything's gray and this and that. But, like, we have earthquakes and typhoons, and I don't worry. My house isn't going anywhere.
We get blizzards. And tornadoes, apparently. I've never seen one, but it's happened.
Well, funny you should mention earthquakes, because Western Canada was hit with one yesterday.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, it wasn't, thankfully, where my friends are. They just felt like kind of the after effects of it. He said it sounded like a truck was hitting their house, but like for a few moments.
We got one like last year. I didn't feel it.
Did you?
It was more like towards the Buffalo area, but yeah, no, we're right on a tectonic plate, so anything can happen. Right. And when you think about it, I originally went to school for science. I know, weird. Okay. But everything's connected. You know what I mean? If something happens somewhere else, it's going to trigger
events. All going to shift eventually.
Everywhere else. And that's why there was that huge earthquake in Turkey in 2023.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and it seems like it was just like nobody heard about it. It was just buried. But who was that? Hello? Josh?
What's up?
Oh,
hey, Josh.
Say hi. You want to say hi? Are you home now?
What's up?
What's up?
I thought I heard Georgie freaking out.
He was.
Okay. All right.
Don't worry, she hasn't told any spoilers.
I have not told any spoilers.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah. Speaking of spoilers, I have all of the next 6 covers on my wall right now.
That's exciting.
Just turn your camera like really quick.
I can't.
Just do like a...
No. But I honestly have the best cover creator. I really do. More Books, actually, is what they're called. And I
was just looking at your first 2 covers, actually, on Amazon. Man, they are some nice covers.
Those are
really I will say.
I think, okay, yeah, those are great. But A Clash of Crowns was absolutely amazing. And I still do not know why it's not linked with the other 2 on Amazon. And I'm technologically challenged. So I need somebody else to go in there and fix it.
I'm very tempted to take my stuff off Amazon in the next few months anyways.
So I actually go through Ingram Spark. So they just publish everywhere for me, essentially. I don't do anything through Amazon, per se. It's just available there because they just publish it everywhere.
And book 3.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah. Wait till you see the other covers.
Cool. Exciting. Teasing us.
I can show you 2. I can show you 2.
Oh, is this like a Novel Network scoop here?
Yeah, I guess so, but I can show you 2 because they are 2 prequels that are in production and going to be coming out. Ooh. So, give me 2 seconds. I will show you.
You're seeing it here for the first time, folks.
Yeah.
Maybe not the first time, actually. But
well, okay.
Nobody paid attention. So. One
this
second.
just in. What kind of tea are you drinking today, Libby?
It was Earl Grey tea. I'm all out.
Okay. I had some ice wine that a friend gave me a free bottle.
Ice wine is delicious.
Love it.
All right, I got 2 prequel covers right here and picture frames because I have everything framed in the same frames.
Excited.
Because OCD. But first we have Rumors.
Oh, that's cool.
I like that. I like the crows or ravens.
Oh, they're a constant theme. And then we have Necessary Evil.
Nice.
Little Hawkeye in the background.
Nice.
That's not Hawkeye. That's Pat McBride. Okay. Pat McBride is one of those characters that you didn't think anything of in the beginning because he was referenced a lot. And then you realize he's like the biggest thorn in your fucking side. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Language.
No, you're good.
You're fine.
Yeah, no, he is interesting. But we were talking about our random characters before, right? That, and I do have one who gets thrown into this ally group that are all these special chosen warriors to help defend the realm, right? And there's 10 of them, and he's just like, I don't want to be here. You guys do your thing. I
wasn't
want no
meant
part
for
of
this.
It. Yeah, I was a nomad. Leave me alone. Okay. I offered to take someone to some place, and here I am. And his name is Morgan.
Nice.
Okay.
Not necessarily after myself.
Right.
There's an H in there.
Not like a wishful thinking author thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and his last name is Henning, which is also one of my family names. So maybe I subconsciously named this character after myself.
That's always fun, though.
Seems like something I would do. Is I don't want to do this. Actually,
yeah.
I'm just here because I was told to be.
I always like hearing when authors actually put something from their family life in their book. I feel like you're just getting more a part of the author, and you get to be like, oh, I wonder if this has any connection, or
Yeah. Well, Henning was one of our. I'm Danish. I'm a mutt. And you want to see my 23 and me?
Heinz 57 right here.
Yeah, I'm Danish, Italian, and Irish and Scottish.
Love that.
With a little North African.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Was not expecting that. So
you and I are very similar.
Yeah,
because I'm Scottish, Irish, Italian, Dutch, German. Okay. Like I'm very European.
Yeah, so like you got like that Scandinavian thing going for you.
Yeah. Like I won't show a lot of it, but can you tell?
Yes. I married a Native American, so my children are destined to not have any hair.
Of course.
Besides on their heads.
Yeah.
Lots of it on their heads.
Yeah, no, they have that pin straight, dark hair.
Nice.
Lucky for them. I don't even know where I get my hair from, but it needs to be up like this if I'm not going to do it, or else it's.
That's the Scandinavian. That's what I have. Same type of. If it's not done nice, it has to be up.
I have that like Scandinavian hairline too. People are like, "Are you getting gray finally?" And I'm like, "No, I've had this white streak since I was a child."
That's funny.
So, but
I've had a bit of gray here. Now I'm starting to get more like over here.
It's fine. The grays look good, guys. We're seasoned. So when does your next book come out?
I'm still working on that.
Okay.
I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't want to say anything until it's official, because I don't know if I'm going to hit a snag. Fall.
Okay.
But yeah, the Sword of Urim is a lot more. Sword of Urim is book 4.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not take place in one place. So it's very scattered, and everybody is in different places. But that kind of dwindles because they find each other throughout the book. I don't want to say too much. Mm-hmm. But either way, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving tables. And it needs extra meticulous attention. And the best developmental editors I can find. I might actually need a second one. Or a third one. Okay. Or a fourth one.
Heavy duty.
So it's a lot in that book, because you're seeing the other realms. You're not just seeing one other realm, you're seeing all of them. And some people can find each other if they want to, but there are some people that are still locked inside the main realm. I don't know. And they're like, where did our people go? And they have their own issues to deal with there.
Yeah. When you have so many different realms, is it the same characters throughout the series, or is it different characters from each realm?
Yeah, so you have your characters that you've already met in the first trilogy, the allies to be specific, and then their kind of counterparts. There are other characters too. There's not just the allies. But in each realm, you meet more and more characters, and each of them are just authentic in their own special way. They're all different. They're hilarious, some of them. Badass, another one. You're going to meet so many more new characters going forward, and quite a few of them have some serious plot twists. And some of them were even referenced in the first trilogy.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
You like writing with an ensemble cast?
Yes, I do. I like the banter. and the
Yeah.
different
Yeah, me too.
personalities affecting each situation. You know,
Yep.
like one person's, you know, straight to the task, and the other person's like, ooh, blackberries. Like,
That'd be me. Food?
squirrel?
Yeah.
I have ADHD, so I definitely, all my characters probably also have ADHD.
That's funny. So before we wrap up, is there anything that you wanted listeners to know about you or your books?
Or where to find you.
Or, where to find you for sure. We're going to put that below too.
I can be found everywhere that a person can be found.
Okay.
My handle across the board is ML Darlow. Haven't posted a lot, but I will be posting more as things progress. I've been kind of quiet. So, as far as just what I would like for readers or potential readers to know is that they're aching for something to fill the void after they read these other amazing fantasy series that have come out, and Five Realms can do that. It will scratch every mental itch that you have. Whatever you think that you're looking for, this series will have it.
That is a great pitch.
That's a very good pitch. I like it.
Thank you.
Love that.
Appreciate that you love that.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This has been absolutely amazing. So
happy to chat whenever, because I like
yes
people.
We'll catch you guys excuse me, we'll catch you guys all again next time, and we'll see you later.